You were pretty critical about Tessa Blanchard winning the Impact Wrestling World Championship a few months ago, and it was announced over the weekend, prior to their big Slammiversary show, that she has been released from her contract.
Yeah.
She's no longer with Impact Wrestling. She said that the rumor is that she refused to travel from Mexico, where she's staying right now, into the United States with fear that she couldn't get back home afterward. And then some promos were asked to be filmed that she failed to send in. So Impact Wrestling cut ties with their world champion, Tessa Blanchard. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, I was never critical of Tessa Blanchard.
You're critical of the decision.
I was critical of Impact decision to actually do something like that, because they backed themselves into a corner. I just didn't think it was smart business for Tessa Blanchard to make her have to live up to something like that. Just wasn't right. On no frame, no form was it right for the company or for Tessa Blanchard. I just didn't think it worked out for her. But I think very highly of Tessa Blanchard and what she's built as a performer. I mean, Tessa Blanchard put herself on the map as being Impact's #1 superstar.
Yeah.
The best in the business. She's the best in our company. That's what they thought about her. So for her to actually do that says, man, she's doing a hell of a job as going out there and obviously performing and promoting herself very well. Now, the name, Tessa Blanchard, man, that's money. We can do something with this anywhere in the world. Tessa Blanchard, she's a catch in anybody's company if they can get her right now. WWE picked Tessa Blanchard up, along with Charlotte Flair. And like I say, I wish Hulk Hogan's daughter would have stayed in there and her name would be right. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the second generation, all women. And Tessa Blanchard is one of them. To be able to slide right in there, she's going to be a star immediately. We're going to actually get a chance to see how good Tessa Blanchard really is. Is she as good as she says she is as well? It's something I always wondered myself when I was working in other companies, especially before I got to WWE, was how good was I? You know what I mean? Can I go up here and show these guys that I am the real deal? And I thought in my head, I thought I could do that. I proved it in the long run. Tessa Blanchard's going to have a chance to go out there and do the same thing right now. I totally understand what Tessa not wanting to travel back and forth from Mexico into the States the way it is right now. It definitely could have been some kind of way they could have fixed that. So Tessa Blanchard wouldn't have had to, go through that. Of course, they say, she missed sending in. Well, I don't know what happened, but I think it's going to be a loss for Impact more than it's going to be a loss for Tessa Blanchard, because Tessa, I really think she can work anywhere in the world with any other women out there in the business today. And she's made herself, first and foremost. Tessa Blanchard, she's never gone to WWE. She hadn't gotten the rub from people in the WWE for people to know Tessa Blanchard's name around the world. She done that on her own. And for her to do that, I give her big props, and hopefully WWE can snatch her up and we can see some great matches with her and Charlotte Flair.
Oh, yeah, that would be the obvious choice, right? I know AEW is still out there. People are talking about, which one is she going to go to? And, there's always those things that they'll travel with you, though, right? I mean, do you think that it would give a company pause hearing that maybe she wasn't the most compliant with company requests?
Every guy in the business that made it to the top at some point in their careers, they didn't apply with the company's request. I remember the first time, literally small company here in Houston, WWA, and guy didn't, want to book my brother on the card because it was a personal issue, and I ended up quitting. So the next organization that I was going to be going to was Texas All Pro, which was another wrestling company right on the other side of town. And I was wrestling a guy at the National Guard Armory, and I was GI Bro. And the guy wanted me to go out and do a job at the National Guard Armory as GI Bro. And I said, man, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? What are you nuts? And ended up, getting heat from that one night. I went to the Global Wrestling Federation, and my brother was getting a tryout in Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I just happened to be there with my brother, and he said, who's that guy? He goes, that's my brother. He said, is he a worker? Yeah, he's a worker. And he said, what's your name? He said, Booker T. He goes, oh, we heard about you. You're the one with the bad attitude. You know what I mean? So a lot of people in this business have rebelled along the way and still made it. So that's just a small story right there.
I never heard that. I never heard that one before. That's crazy. Eddie Gilbert's one who put you all kind of put it all together for you, right?
He made us a tag team. He gave me a chance. Even though I knew I didn't have a bad attitude, it was just a misunderstanding with a guy who thought he had more authority, which he did at that time. But me personally standing up for what I believed in and knowing it wasn't right. As a green kid, knowing something like that wasn't right, working for a promoter who didn't, it was best for me to move on from that situation. But it did get to Dallas, and then, the word was I had a bad attitude. Maybe Tessa Blanchard doesn't have a bad attitude. Maybe it's the people that she's been working around, more importantly than anything.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point. And I like to see her in a WWE like that, because she was here at Reality Wrestling when we did our crossover show.
Yeah.
Impact, and she was awesome. She was easy to work with. I remember she came right in the office. You said, this is what I want. She went out there and did it.
Yeah.
And never complained about it. So I think she's an asset to any company. But, honestly, there's so many women in WWE. She'd probably be a bigger asset to AEW because they have a real thin women's roster. But I think that she would do better in WWE. That's just my.
I think in AEW, I think she'll be a huge fish in a small pond. I think for Tessa Blanchard to actually really go out there and put her stamp on the business, she's going to have to go to WWE. She's going to have to go there and perform at the highest level under the brightest lights to become as great as I think she want to be.